Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the side of this debate. This House believes that developing countries should require foreign companies operating in its territory to have a minimum quota of hiring local workers. We believe that in the current situation where the global economy has no border between each country, as a government, we should protect our local workers. In the status quo, the investment and build of foreign companies in Indonesia creates a effect for the Indonesia's economical side. Even though it has good effect, we know that Indonesia itself has problems with maintaining current of unemployment while the massive development of foreign companies is growing. However, most of the foreign companies usually hire the international workers for their companies. Here are what we propose. We want Indonesia's government to make a policy for the foreign companies that's operating in Indonesia to have a minimum quota of hiring local workers in order to, number one, degrading the unemployment role in Indonesia. Number two, increasing the local workers' skill and bringing them to the higher level in international employment. I have two arguments straight to our goals. First, Indonesian employment has been worrying. Indonesia is more than half of Indonesia's citizens. Most of them not only came from the unproductive age, but also from the productive ages, which some of them mainly are fresh graduated young people. It is urgent for Indonesian government to be concerned about this issue. Why? Because the role of Indonesian government is that it should provide the Indonesia even virtue including the unemployment people. Even though in Indonesia there is an employment card and so on and so forth. The stability is necessary for every person because it would make their stability economic. What if this economic stability didn't reach Indonesia or a person? This could lead to be dangerous because the stability in economy could make a person to conduct a crime action. This crime action could affect the safety of other Indonesians such as robbery, pickpocketing, and so on. Here's the analogy. A person is expected to get a job after they graduated. But after they graduated, they didn't get the proper job due to there is no job vacancies for them. Then they depend on the kids from the government. By the time the government stops the kids, they have nothing to rely on. That is why they start doing crime in the neighborhood. The action that they create is threatening to the neighborhood safety. It is one of the sample of unemployment. And imagine when there is more than half of Indonesia that has no job. This could lead to a big threat for Indonesia's safety. That is why it is important for Indonesian government to provide minimum quota for local workers in foreign companies. Second, the quota of local workers could increase the level of Indonesian quality workers. We know that the foreign companies has more qualification and experience of running a company in economical environment. While we know that the characteristic of Indonesia as a developing country needs more qualified worker in the future, this situation justify with each other. Moreover, Indonesia need more workers with international qualification. As in the future of the globalization of economic demand, Indonesian worker in other country, but not as TKI or TKW as we have in the status quo. This is important to do because in the status quo, TKI or THW have only low qualification in working areas. These lead to the treatment to them and the amount of fee that they got is not comparable with the low treatment and hard work they gave. Let's imagine the situation on our side. If Indonesian worker has been worked in foreign companies in Indonesia, let's say in Unilever or Freeport, the qualification they got from working in those foreign companies could improve their CVs. Moreover, by working in foreign companies, they could get a recommendation or channel to reach another international companies, whether it is in Indonesia or other countries. We have known that the foreign company, in a legal way, has a regulation to treat their workers under the law, which means besides having a good fee and more qualification, the Indonesian workers would get treatment as they got by any being TKI or TKW. Although this situation only needs to be supported by the training of the skill fulfillment so they could work in a foreign company. But let's compare it to its minimum quota with no minimum quota. By having no minimum quota, it means that the local workers should compete with the international workers that has more qualification and recommendation, which which leads to less of a local workers in foreign companies. While if we have a minimum quota in the work, Indonesian workers can get more courage to be innovated in foreign companies. That is why this minimum quota is needed for local workers to enter the foreign companies to increase the qualification and the end of qualification, because it would help Indonesia to be a better country. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we propose this motion. Thank you so much.